Tacitus is your favorite for Saturday's Belmont Stakes.
I just got to pay no attention to the Belmont Stakes. I don't know how to. It's only like $20, $30 here or there, but I don't know how to bet. I don't know what I'm doing. I make these stupid moves, and I look. I don't even know. When it's done, I don't even know if I've won or not. I look on the thing and see what my bank account says, and it'll be like 0. I'm like, well, maybe they're going to put the money in a little bit. Maybe I won something. Or I love it when the times that I think I've won, I'm not even close. Not even close.
One of these times
and this is a tough one,
I don't
too.
understand the sport. I'm not good at it.
There's a couple things here, like the Kentucky Derby is like 20 horses, okay? I think it was 19 this year.
Belmont is what?
I think it's 13 or 14.
Oh, okay.
Might be a dozen. This one's 10. So the only reason I bring that up is because, I like to do, I've said the exacta or the trifecta box. So you pick maybe 4, 5, 6 horses, and if any of them, if 3 of them come in the top 3, then you win. Well, it's and the payout is really good, but it's much tougher when it's only 10 horses because you have to basically bet the whole field.
If you found someone's winning ticket, would you return it to them? Would you?
Probably not. Probably not.
Samantha Colosimo Testa.
There's no way to identify.
Utica Common Council is on the line right now. Samantha, good morning.
You guys, you have to download the OTB app to your phone. So you don't have to worry about a ticket.
Oh.
There's an OTB app. I didn't know that.
Somebody took $100, right? My son was with me. He ran away for a quick second. I went to go get him, and I come back, and somebody took $100 right out of the machine. And you could actually try and get them, if you get another ticket. And
wow.
Yeah. But the guy was just way too quick for me. So.
Wow, that is
it was
crazy.
The first 6 minutes I was there. It was wonderful.
Wow.
I didn't even lose what I wanted to lose.
So that's all I need is an app.
The app's a little dangerous.
In the palm of my hand, connected to my bank account.
Let's bet on that track in North Dakota here for no reason.
All right. Okay. What's your take? Just moments ago, we heard from Tommy Carcone, and then Heather Mowat piped in. What you heard the conversation? What's your take?
Sure. And I heard the last of the conversation. I didn't get to hear the beginning part of the conversation, but I just want to kind of just remind everybody that the last time I was on the radio, I was called a troublemaker by the council president in regards to legislation that's passed. But here's the problem that's happening is we get legislation such as a capital improvement project, and instead of going through the proper process and vetting the legislation and talking to the proper department heads, what's happening is legislation is getting put in committee and then getting pulled out by the minority leader, and then the rest of the Common Council is voting on it. So, although the Common Council does get legislation, they're not getting through the proper channels to sit down and talk with everybody on what's happening with these capital projects. That's number one. Number two is the departmental requests are submitted to the administration back. I think it's like a December deadline for them. The Common Council doesn't receive it till about the second or third week in January. Then we get the budget for the city, and I think it's like the first week in February, second week in February. So we've got a 3-week lapse just to look at departmental requests, just to go back and have the administration just submit us their mayoral request. Mm-hmm. So there's really not much time in between the departmental requests to kind of actually vouch through and figure out what's going on, because the only thing that the Common Council can do is add money to budget lines or subtract money to budget lines.
Right.
So there's no capital improvement plan inside the actual budget that the Common Council can amend. So although, when they say the Common Council gets the departmental request, there's not much we can do besides add money to those budget lines. I mean, that still has to be put in the bond ordinance and whatnot. So, I mean, again, the Common Council doesn't have that much power inside the city's budget to go ahead and do those types of things. So technically, that's why it's so important when they submit the departmental request to the administration and to the mayors, because the mayor's the one that makes the decision on what's being put inside those budget lines. And a lot of the times, because they're capital investments, the only thing that's put in there is a dollar amount. So you actually bond for the any type of vehicle or any type of thing that we purchase that is for a department is usually through a capital improvement. So that's not even through our budget. There's a lot of misconceptions on what was just said in regards to the actual budget process. I mean, we talk about the UTV. I'm pretty sure I actually voted against that bond ordinance for the simple fact that we're not getting the proper information and sitting through these sitting through these committee meetings is because there's certain common council members that are on the council that are being told what to do and pulling the legislation and voting it out. So when I get so frustrated at our council meetings, it's not because I have a personal problem with any individual council person. It's because I know what they're doing, and this is what happens long term when they say, oh, well, the common council voted on it. Well, the common council might have voted on it, but they might have not have known what they were voting on because it's getting shoved down our throats.
Fair enough.
So,
okay, I think that's a good point.
So, I mean, and I laugh because tonight at the common council meeting, there's a piece of legislation that's been in the Parks Committee for the Golf Commission, and I'm going to make a motion in a second to pull it out. And when they don't vote on it, I'm going to ask, so you only pull things out of my committees or Joe's committees or, anybody else's that you want to just, slap in the face and try and prove a point to. And it's just getting to the point where I'm like, it's 6 months. That's all. I've got 6 months left, and I'm really trying to keep my cool, because of the fact that I'm getting thrown under the bus for being a so-called troublemaker. And it's not that. It's just I want these people to understand what they're voting on because of long-term effects like this.
Fair enough.
So
and,
I just kind of wanted to throw that out there just to kind of clarify, what was actually said in the last.
Would you hang because I have Heather Moed has called back in? Do you want to stay on the line here?
And I just want to say one thing about I appreciate that Heather's the budget director, but again, this goes back to the administration not showing up to our meetings and whatnot. So again, it's nice to have the Indians talking, but the chief would be nice to hear from too once in a while.
Heather Moed is the budget director in the city of Utica. Heather, you're on with Samantha Colosimo Testa.
Hi, councilperson. Hi again, Bill. I just wanted to mention I was just driving to work. This past year, the capital budget was provided to the council. It was provided right around the same time the budget was, and we did that to make sure that there was no confusion as to what was being purchased and what would be voted on. So even last year, when they voted on the debt issuance, it's true they don't end up voting on the actual items per se, but they did receive a list of everything that was being purchased. I would find it ridiculous that they would vote on something that they didn't even know was being purchased. But at least as long as I've been the budget director, they've gotten that information.
Samantha, you want to comment to that?
Well, I guess that's the point, and I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99.9% positive I didn't vote on that bond ordinance. But again, I've never complained about the fact that they bought the UTV. That never came from my mouth. And if I did, I can understand the point that she's trying to make. But I guess my point is that not all legislation is actually vetted on. I guess is my point that I was trying to make. And yes, there's capital improvements that are submitted to the Common Council, but you're talking about a 3-week time frame on the top of going through about 15 departments to try and digest every single thing that they've done throughout the full year. So it's not always, yes, a specific line item is inside the budget, and you say, oh, well, what's this for? Oh, UTV, yes, this is for parks, okay. So at the time, yeah, okay, it sounds good. The mayor put it inside the budget. I mean, not everything. I'm not complaining that everything that's put inside the budget is bad. I guess my point is that not everything's done through the proper vetting process. Not everybody attends the meetings. Not everybody's privy to that information, So I guess that was just kind of the point that I was trying to make. I mean, I never complained about the UTV by any means. I was just saying that I most likely didn't vote on that piece of legislation because of the fact that what's been going on through the past year and a half on the council.
Samantha, I appreciate it. Heather, you want to add to that?
No, we just try to keep a very transparent and accountable government, and that's what I've been working on with the mayor. And I'm just glad we have this ATV. And I'm glad the police and the fire department will be working together and to implement it when there's public safety needs out there.
I do have to say, Heather, that one of the comments that even though I don't know that I'm going to make the Native American reference that she made, but it would be nice. It's been quite some time since we've had the mayor to come on, and he is the public safety commissioner, and to come on and defend the city. He's at the top, and we'd like to hear from the person at the top.
Well, I'll definitely share that with him as soon as I get in the office.
Okay. And I don't feel I've harassed you in any way or anything like that. I think we've had a nice conversation, which we would have also with the mayor, I promise you. Samantha, go ahead with your Yes.
One last thing. The mayor should appoint Heather Moed as public safety commissioner because I think she's made more sense than him in that past 8 years.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let the two of you battle that one out afterwards. Heather and Samantha, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay.